In this video, I'll show you how you can grade hand-ins according to your own set of criteria using WordMark. So I'm going to show you how to set it up, and just to get you started, I'll show you what the feedback could look for in the end to the student. And the student gets like a rubric like this where they can see the points the teacher has awarded for each of the criteria and possibly a comment. It can also sum up and show an average of all the points if you like. If you grade like multiple hand-ins according to the same criteria, you have the option to put in a graph like this so that the students can clearly see what their progress has been through the year. Now, let's try and set up a new set of criteria. So I'm going to go up to Edit Criteria. And so I'm grading science reports. So I'm going to call this criteria set Science Report. And you can choose to group them in a group. So let's do that. Call that just report parts. So I'm going to grade them according to each part in the science report. And there's going to be an introduction. And I want radio buttons when I award the grades. And I separate the different grades by commas here. So I'll be able to award 0, 1, 2, and 3. And there should be a theory section. Theory. And again, 0, 1, 2, 3. And of course, I can put in a lot more here. And let's pull up a hand-in. So as you can see, I've already graded this. And if I want to pull up the criteria grading, I should push this button here. There's also a keyboard shortcut, which is Alt plus the arrow left, which is normally somewhere near the C button. So I'm going to push this. That pulls up the criteria grading form. Now it's not going to show anything until I've set up a class, and push here to add a class. I'm just going to call this class first A. I also need some students. I can put in all the students at once if I can copy paste them from somewhere, just a student name on each line. So like this. But I can also do it one at a time when I open the hand-ins for each student, because it will try to automatically identify the name of the student. And we'll do that from the author name, but also from the name of the document. And see the hand-in, and it's called Science 1. So most of this setup only has to be done once. And the criteria set, well, in this case, I only have the one called Science Report. And as you can see below here, it has already put in the 2 criteria. And also have the option to put in a grade for the entire report. So what I'll do is I'll just put, get 2 points for this, and then remember a hypothesis. Oh, and I can see I chose to have a text box for the theory section. So I'll just close this again and go back to edit criteria, because, well, I want this to be radio buttons as well. So let's pull that up again. And update, please. Oh, there it is. Now I have the radio buttons. So I'll put in here. And let me just try and explain some of the buttons here. Insert chart will insert the chart, but that you requires to have a number of hand-ins created before you can do that. Save will just save any comments or grades here. It will automatically save, but it's to be, if something crashes, you can push this at some regular intervals. Overview will bring up where you can see all the grades awarded for the entire class, but also so that you can follow the criteria for that individual students and the previous hand-ins. Yes, reset will remove all the grades for that student for this hand-in. This button here, update comments, is interesting because let me see. What it did here when I clicked update comments is that it pulled comments from the document. And see, I have one up here for introduction. If in the comments I put in a headline called introduction, it will put that comment here also in the criteria automatically when I click update comments. And so that's a good way of combining comments in the document and also attaching them to the criteria. As you can see over here, I've prepared comments that already has the heading as the name of the criteria. So once I've done awarding points for the criteria, I can click OK, and then that will be inserted at the end of the document. And now I can continue to the next student. I showed you earlier that you could use a keyboard shortcut to open the criteria marking. There is, of course, also a keyboard shortcut to shut it down, and that's basically pressing escape. So in that way you can quickly open it and close it. If you have two screens, it's a good idea to keep the criteria marking open on the second screen so you don't need to open and close it. There is no sort of automatic sensing of previous comments when you enter in these text boxes, but you can sort of drag and drop comments from over here and up here.